Hello students, so today we will continue self practice 6C. In the last class we have solved till question number 12. Now we will see question number 13. In the 13, find two consecutive odd numbers. Find two consecutive odd numbers, so sum is 56. So let the two consecutive odd numbers be. Let the two consecutive odd numbers be x and x plus 2 respectively. So here, if x is an odd number, so the next odd number you will get by adding 2. Suppose 3 is the odd number. So next odd number we will get by adding 2, that is 5. So the next odd number is 5. So here we are not doing that odd number. So we have, suppose here, let the first odd number be x. So therefore its next consecutive odd number will be x plus 2. So that's why here in this question we have supposed that the two consecutive odd numbers be x and x plus 2 respectively. Now according to question, we get the sum of these two consecutive odd numbers. The sum of these two consecutive odd number is 56. So let the sum be x and the next consecutive odd number is x plus 2, and the sum of these two odd number is 56. This is given in the question. So after that we solve this and we get the value of the x. Now x plus x will be what? 2x, and transfer this plus 2 on the right hand side, it will become minus 2. Now x is equals to c, 56 minus 2, 54. Now 2 is multiplied with x, so when you transfer to the right hand side, it will divide the right hand side term. Now 2 1 the 2, 227 the 54. So the first odd number is 27. Now next consecutive odd number will be odd number equals to x plus 2, that is 27 plus 2 equals to 29. So the first odd number we got 27 and the next consecutive odd number is x plus 2. So we have substituted the value of x here. 27 plus 2 is 29. So the answer is the two consecutive odd numbers are 27 and 29, which we have got. So you write after that the answer like the two consecutive odd numbers are 27 and 29. Like this we have to do. Similarly, you can do the question number 14. In these two consecutive even numbers whose sum is 86. So in that you can say let the two consecutive even number be x and x plus 2 respectively. Now again according to the question, x plus 2 is equals to 86. Now again you can find the value of the x. Now we will do question number 15. Now the next question is 15. See in this question number 15. Rakesh is now 3 times as old as his younger brother Pinku. So Rakesh is 3 times old as his younger brother Pinku. But in 3 more years, he will be only twice as old as Pinku will be then. So how old are they now? So let the present age here, we can take let the present age of Pinku be x. So let the present age of Pinku be x. Let the present age of Pinku be x years. Therefore, age of Rakesh equals to. So how old Rakesh will be? So we have supposed here the age of Pinku is x here, and in the question given that Rakesh is 3 times as old as Pinku, and Pinku is the Rakesh brother. So Rakesh is 3 times as old as his younger brother Pinku. So the age of Rakesh will be 3 times of Pinku's age. So 3 times of Pinku's age, that is 3 into x years. This implies that 3x years. So the age of Rakesh will be 3x years. Now, but in 3 more years he will be only. But after 3 years, the Rakesh age will be twice of her brother age Pinku. So how old they are now? So after 3 years, the age of, according to the question, now according to question, we get. So after 3 years, what will the Pinku's age? So after 3 years, the Pinku's age will be x plus 3. After 3 years, the Pinku's age will be x plus 3 years. But the Rakesh age is the twice of that age. So the Rakesh age will be what? Twice of that age. That is the twice of x plus 3. But here we have the Rakesh age is what? 3x here. So after 3 years, what will the Rakesh age? 3x plus 3. 3x plus 3. So the Rakesh age is 3x plus 3 after 3 years. But this age is 2 times of the Pinku age. The relation is that after 3 years, the Rakesh age will be 2 times of his brother age, that is Pinku's. So Pinku's age is x plus 3, so it's a 2 times. So the equation will be that Rakesh age is 3x plus 3 after 3 years, and that age is the 2 times of his brother's age Pinku. So now we have got the equation. Now we solve and we will get the value of the x. See how we solve. 3x plus 3 equals to 2 into x, 2x plus 2 3 is 6. Now transfer the variable on the left hand side. 3x minus 2x equals to 6 minus 3. Now here x is equals to 3. So the age of Pinku is what? 3 years. We got the age of Pinku 3 years. Therefore Rakesh age is equals to 3x. That is 3 into 3. 9 years. So the Rakesh age is 9 years and the Pinku age is 3 years. Like this we got the answer. Now the question number 16 I am leaving for the homework that you try by your own, but I am explaining you this question. In a basketball, a field goal counts 2 points and a foul shot 1 point. So if you in a basketball match, if you are if there is a field goal, so you will secure 2 points, and if it is a foul shot, you will lose 1 point. A foul shot 1 point. So Shreya scored 14 points in a game. Shreya scored 14 points in a game. He made 3 times as many field goals as foul shots. So she did 3 times goal as she did the foul shot. On how many shots of each kind did he score? So Shreyas is there. So let the number of foul shots done by Shreyas be x. Therefore, the number of field goals will be 3 times. That is the 3x. Now we will make the equation on the basis of the total point earned by the Shreyas, that is 14. So on the foul shot he will get 1 point. So foul shot we have, suppose here x. So the points scored for the foul shot will be 1 into x, because for one foul he is going to get 1 point. So x fouls are there. So the total points earned by the foul is 1 into x, that is the x point. Now for the goal, so field goals are 3x, and for each goal, 1 goal you are getting 2 points, and for the 3x goal there will be 3x into 2, 6x points. Now the sum of these both points, goal points and the foul point, is 14. So 6x plus x gives you 6x plus x gives you 14, that is 7x equals to 14 and x equals to 14 divided by 7, that is 2. So here we got the foul points, 2 foul points, and 3 to the 6 goal points. Now see the question number 17. We will see question number 17. Now see the question number 17. So in question number 17, the length of a rectangle is 6 meters less than twice its breadth. So there is a rectangle. And the length of rectangle is 6 meters less than twice its breadth. So let this breadth be x. Let the breadth be x meter. So let the breadth be x meter, and its length will be, then according to the question given, that length is 6 meters less than twice its breadth. 6 meters less than twice its breadth. So twice its breadth is 2x and 6 meters less. That is 2x minus 6 is the length. Okay, 2x minus 6 meter. So if the perimeter of the rectangle is 54 meters, find its length and breadth. And the perimeter of the rectangle is given, perimeter is given, and the perimeter of the rectangle is 54 meters, find its length and breadth. So how we do? Let the breadth let the breadth of the rectangle be x meter. So let the breadth of the rectangle be x meter. Therefore, length of rectangle is equals to 6 meter less than twice of breadth, 2x minus 6 meter. Now according to question, we frame equation on the perimeter. According to question, frame equation on the perimeter. According to question, perimeter of the rectangle equals to equals to 2 into length plus breadth. This formula we will use. Now we have the value. So the perimeter is given in the question 54. 2 into length. Length is 2x minus x plus breadth. Breadth is x. So we transfer this 2 on the left hand side. That is 54 divided by 2 equals to, here 2x plus x gives you 3x minus x. So 2 on the 2, 27 and 54. Now we got 27 is equals to 3x minus 6. Now we transpose minus 6 to the left hand side. So it will become 27 plus 6 equals to 3x. So 27 plus 6 is what? 33. So what we got? 3x equals to 33. So this right hand side I have written completely on the left hand side, and the left hand side sum I have written completely on the right hand side. 27 plus 6 gives 33. Now we find the value of x. So we transpose this 3 to the right hand side. 33 divided by 3. 3 1 the 3, 3 11 the 33. So the value of x we got 11. So the breadth of the rectangle is what? 11 meter. Here in this question we have to find the length also. Now we will get the length by substituting the value of x in the length here. So what we got? 2 into 11, 22. 2 11 is 22 minus 6. So 22 minus 6 gives you 16. So length we find by putting the value in the expression, that is 2x minus 6. You will get 16 meter. Okay, now we move to the next question. Now see the question number 18, that I will explain you, or I will make the question and you solve at your home. some 5 rupee coins and some 2 rupee coins. So I have some 5 rupee coins and some 2 rupee coins. In this question of the written you can see there is some 5 rupee coin and there is some 2 rupee coin. Two types of coins are there. So I have some 5 rupee coins and some 2 rupee coins. The number of 2 rupee coins is 4 times that of the 5 rupee coins. So 2 rupee coins is 4 times. So let the 5 rupee coin be x. So this number, let's suppose x 5 rupee coins are there. So the 2 rupees coins is 4 times of this 5 rupee coin. So the 2 rupees coin will be 4 into x. That is the 4m. You will get the value 4x. Okay. Now, if I have rupees 117 in all, find the number of coins of each denomination. So total sum rupees is given 117. So total is equals to rupees 117 you have. So how will you let the number of coins of 2 rupee denomination be x? Let the number of two rupee coins. Let the number of 2 rupee coins be x. Therefore, number of rupee 5 coins equals to, or let the number of 5 rupee coins. Here we have suppose let the number of rupees 5 coins be x. Therefore, number of rupees 2 coins is 4x. That is the 4 times of the 5 rupees coins. Now, the total value of the, now according to question, the total value of the coin will be what? We will frame the equation. Now total value is equals to, or total value of coins is equals to 5 rupee coins are x. So its value will be 5 into x, 5x, plus 2 rupee coins are 4x. So its value will be 2 into 4x. So the total value what is? Rupees 5x plus 8x. That is rupees 5x plus 8x, 13x. So the total value of the coin is rupees 13x, and the total is also given. So according to the question, we get. Now according to question, this 13x. Now according to question, this 13x is equals to 117. Now x is equals to 117 divided by 3. Now you can divide it. 3 ones are 3. Here you will get 3 3s are 9. 27. 3 9s are 27. So that is just 13 man. This is not 3. 117 divided by 13. So 13 ones are 13, 9s are. So the number of 5 rupee coin is 9. The value of x we got 9. So the number of 5 rupee coin is 9 and the number of 2 rupees coin is 4 into 9, that is 36. So there is 36 coins of rupees 2. So after this you can write that answer, that there are 40 4 9 are 36 coins of rupees 2 and 9 coins of rupees 5. Okay. So now we move to the next question. Question number 19. I am leaving this question for the homework. Hint is given in the book. So now I will explain you the question number 20. Question number 20 says that Pratik left 1/3 of his property for his son and 1/4 for his daughter and the remainder for his wife. If the wife's share in the property was worth rupees 10 lakh, so find the total worth of the Pratik's property. So see how we do this type of question. Now see the question number 19. So Pratik left 1/3 of his property for his son. So let the total worth of the Pratik's property here. Let me consider. Let the total Pratik's property will be X. So now according to question, we get. Now we try to make a equation. So according to question, Pratik left 1/3 of the property for his son and 1/4 for his daughter and the remainder for his wife. So here we will find the property for the Pratik's wife. So now we try to frame the equation. So Pratik left the property for his son is 1/3. So the property of the son is 1/3 of the total property, that is the 1/3 of x, 1/3 of x plus and 1/4 for his daughter and 1/4 of the total property he left for the daughter and the remainder for his wife, and the wife's share in the property what is rupees 10 lakh, and he left rupees 10 lakh for his wife, and his total property we have suppose x, rupees x. So now we can frame the equation. Here you can take the LCM, and after taking the LCM you can solve it. See how we can do it. The LCM will to 3 and 4 will be 12. So what you multiply in 3 you will get the 12. So x by 3 into 4, so multiply 4 to the numerator also. Here x by 4, what you multiply in 4 to get the 12, which is the LCM of 3 and 4, that is 3. So multiply 3 in the numerator also. Plus here you multiply in the 10 lakh 12 because this denominator is 1. So here also you get 10 lakh multiply 12. And 12 at the down also. Now x into 4, that is 4x upon 12. 3x upon 12 plus 12 10 ja 120, that is 1 crore 20 lakh upon 12 equals to x. Now we transfer this x on the left hand side and this constant to the right hand side. So this here we don't need to multiply because that will be the cancel also. So simply we leave this alone, no need to do. Only in the next step, what we do? We transfer this 10 lakh on the right hand side and this x on the left hand side. So plus x will become minus x. So plus x will become minus x and 10 lakh will become minus 10 lakh. Now here see what you got the value. So here if you take the LCM, so the denominator of this is 1, so to multiply with the LCM 12 to the numerator and denominator both. So what you get? 12x upon 12. So take the denominator common, that is 12, and add all the numerators. 4x plus 3x minus 12x equals to minus 10 lakh. Now 4x plus 3x 7x, 7x minus 12x gives you minus 5x. So what we get the value? Minus 5x. So minus 5x by 12 equals to minus 10 lakh. Now this minus sign will be cancelled. Now x is equals to 10 lakh multiplied by 12 by 5. So when you transpose this 5 by 12 on the right hand side, it will become the reciprocal. Now see, 5 on the 5, 5 to the 10. That is we got 2 lakh. So the value of x is what? Total property worth is 12 to the 24. So 24 lakh. So the total worth of the Pratik's property is 24 lakh, which we got the answer. Okay. Similarly, you can do the question number 21 that I am leaving the homework for you. Now this self practice 6C is over. If there is any confusion regarding this exercise self practice 6C, you can send me the question number on the WhatsApp. I will do that also. So in the next class we will start the new lesson self practice 7. And this self practice 7 is for ratio and proportion and unitary method. Okay, so this will do in the next class. This is all for today. Thank you for your kind attention.